Oh, hello there. Yes, well, good grief. Just sometimes you come across something that makes you, well, wish you hadn't been drinking tea at the time because, yeah, you end up kind of dribbling tea all over different bits of you. Not pleasant. Yes. Anyway, we had one of those yesterday with Carl Benjamin. Yes, him. Glorious. Somebody called Mike Lee, yeah, I don't know, posted this up, which was How Does One Explain This, which is about white college women and the fact that they don't appear to like Donald Trump or the Republican Party or Elon Musk or Doge or computer games or sensible things like Warhammer, presumably. Yes. Wonder why that might be, that they wouldn't like politics that seems to denigrate them being led by a convicted sexual offender. Hard to say, really. Anyway, Carl has come up with a cunning solution to this particular conundrum. These are the people for whom HR was developed. Reliance on a strict rules-based order makes life predictable and safe for them, yes, especially when it's geared to providing them with things they wouldn't have in a sensible country. Yes, these women, you see, they just crave, conformity and everyone being the same, so they know exactly where they are, which is a very good thing after all, and it's got nothing to do with not having reproductive rights or anything. But I do love the notion of a sensible country. One is reminded, of course, that Carl Benjamin, having made various comments about people he wouldn't even rape, had a good long think about it for a whole decade and eventually decided that maybe that was the wrong thing to say. Maybe he'll have a think about this for another, I don't know, 8 or 9 years, let's say, and he might come up with a potential solution. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Just astounding. You think to yourself, oh yeah, I can't make my mind up about that. And if you look at the comments under the tweet, they are full of this kind of thing. Weird the number of men out there that really don't like women. What is it, eh? What's the issue? Odd. Anyway, yes, talking of weird things, we live in a society where, of course, we have to reduce everything to one simple concept. And the one we often get is, there can only be one winner. Oh, God, yes, can't there? There can only be one winner. X Factor, only one winner. Yeah, there's, think about that. Whenever you think about music, there can only be one type of music you can listen to at one time, can't you? Yes, that's why we always think about number one, and we don't think about the charts at all, do we? Don't think about the top 30 and the fact that loads of people can win, or indeed, in my case, non-chart music. Yes, but there can only be one winner. Okay, somebody has to win the gold medal, and somebody has to win the bronze medal, and somebody has to lose. Them's the rules. But of course, I don't think the world actually is like that. But our media does like to promote that as a concept because, of course, they are people that win. And we did get to see quite a bit of that over, the last sort of 24 hours with our commentary. And Alistair Heath gave us Britain is showing two faces to the world. Only one winner, sorry. One makes me terrified for our future. Yes, which is where he basically says that you have to both support Ukraine and Israel. You can't just support Ukraine. Yeah, you have to support Israel as well. And I'm thinking, why? Why can there only be one winner? Or two winners in this case, I suppose. But just an odd concept to me. I mean, can't I be critical of one country's foreign policy? Yeah, because I don't think Israel was actually invaded by Russia, was it? Particularly. Don't think that's the way it works. But, of course, in the dichotomous world we live in, that's what it is. And Michael Deacon in the same paper, same editorial, same opinion section. There's only one way to save the welfare state, end mass migration. Mass immigration. And I'm thinking, really? There's only one way, is there? That's the only thing we can do, yes? We need to have more defence spending, and therefore we need to make sure that people don't have wheelchairs. There's no other way around it. And I'm thinking, really? Is this what passes for grown-up conversations about things? And the answer is, of course, yes, it is. But there again, Michael Deacon is that man who allegedly is the satirist. Yeah, me neither, at the Daily Telegraph. And he was going on about the Lambrini girls, who I mentioned yesterday, and this young band openly loathe Britain, so why is Labour giving them our money? And it got me on that notion of winners and music, you see, because, of course, we used to live in a country where we sold a lot of music abroad. I mean, Adele was probably the last working-class actual person that managed to do that, but we still do, magically in this country, have quite a thriving music scene, even though it's often made by people that, let's face it, people that writing at the Daily Telegraph or indeed Carl Benjamin don't like. But it's an enormous export earner for Britain, so why not support British music? And the answer is, well, not if it's done by people that we don't like. The punk rock duo. I do recommend that you listen to them, actually. They're a bit of a one-trick pony, but they do have a certain quality about them which I kind of like, but that's because, I quite like women that are very rude to Carl Benjamin. Basically, I'm just one of those weird people that isn't that much of a misogynist. Yes! Anyway, we don't have to accept binary solutions, and it's just frankly insulting to my intelligence that there can only be one way of doing things. Oh, well, if we want to spend more money on nuclear weapons, we'll just have to make you lot poorer. Why can't we make someone else poorer? Why can't we all just be richer collectively? Why do we need nuclear weapons? Why can't we ask more difficult questions? Why? And the answer is, well, we're not going to have a discussion about that because then you might get some bad ideas in your head. You might go to college and become educated and get a degree, and that will mean that you don't vote for Donald Trump, a man who isn't necessarily vested in your particular interests. And, if you go around questioning things like why it is you don't have easy access to contraception, imagine the dreadful world that would be, eh? Anyway, it's me rambling now. Do have a gorgeous Friday. I am doing this very much on the hoof because, wow, I am incredibly busy, but do have a lovely one. Make the best use of the last of the weather because it will be wet, I do believe. Enjoy.